Yeah, where the girls are, this is how your night should be. All eyes on me.
All eyes on the prize, money supersized. G5 super fly, should be supervised. Do or die, open up your eyes, head to the sky. Keep a mean bad mommy on the side. Make a tsunami, kamikaze on the mind. Spit flow, paparazzi flash shine. Get dough, champagne, Merlot. Cash and tango, in the VIP. Now she wanna touch her ankle. Get low, mueve mami como el dembow. All eyes on me, peeping through the window. Get mine, get yours, believe it or not. In the meantime, I'ma keep my eyes on the
All
top.
eyes on me, drinks on me, girls on me, on the dance floor. All eyes on me, who will see? Man, you better come get your girls out. All eyes on me, party like a rock star. You can find me in VIP. All eyes on me, yeah, where the girls are. This is how your night should be.
What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? All eyes on me indeed. My name is Ali Madawi, and I go by your strategic partner. And oh my goodness, I got a good one for you. Today is all about storytelling. I want to share with you today how I became a master trainer of a $100 million company that's about to also go public in the very near future. So here is the thing. Before we even get into that side of the conversation, I want to make sure that you are listening to me. If you are here, you are with your boy Ali, and I work with struggling entrepreneurs to become success stories, leveraging the digital work and social media to create brand equity and revenue. Dollar bill, y'all. So if you belong, let it be known that you are an entrepreneur. Let me know that you are an entrepreneur and what city, state, and country you are from, wherever you may be around the world, because I want to connect with you. So today, and the reason I'm going to share this story with you, because a lot of individuals, unfortunately, are underestimating their potential and playing it extremely small with the mindset of, I don't have what it takes, or I'm not good enough, or maybe I'm just not built out for this. So if I, Ali, a guy that just 17 years ago came from a third world country that said me no English, that had absolutely zero experience, that was known and still amongst my friends as Ali the busboy, because I used to work in restaurants as a busboy and clean up garbage after everybody, to have the ability and the privilege to become a master trainer of a company that is operating in 6 different continents, build a vlog, build a podcast, have my audiobook, which, by the way, coming up in 2 weeks, there will be an audiobook that's going to be released, having a brand new book that is being written, and so much more. But more importantly, just being in the role that I have as the master trainer for an entrepreneurial community that is helping and creating success for entrepreneurs across the globe is a privilege and an honor. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Because you, right now, may be the next big thing, and you are playing it small. You are robbing yourself just because you're letting this thing in your head convince you otherwise. So I'm going to give you 4 simple pieces that you have to focus on. Now, remember, what I'm about to share with you right now is foundational. There's a lot more. As John C. Maxwell said to a student who asked him, hey, doc, what is the one thing I have to do to become successful? He looked at him and he says, get closer, get closer. And he says, the one thing that you have to do in order for you to be extremely successful is understand that there is a lot more than one thing for you to be extremely successful. So I'm going to give you this foundation, and I want to interact with you. Let me know wherever you may be. All of my people on Facebook Live, those of you who are on YouTube Live right now in Periscope, let me know where you're chiming in from. So the very first thing that I want to share with you is documentation. You know that corny thing that you hear all the time, especially in network marketing, when you hear documentation beats conversation every time. This is so true. Documentation is the one thing that speaks volume. Now, I'm not just talking about financial documentation. I'm talking about what I'm doing with you right now. I'm talking about creating a track record with action instead of talk. See, there's a lot of people, and I literally got so many people just today trying to sell me their SEO systems, trying to sell me how many followers they can get me, trying to sell me how great of coaches and mastermind trainers that they can be, trying to teach me how they are are amazing copywriters. And here's what I do. A simple click on their profile, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or wherever platform that they reach out to me for, and then I take a peek. Those who tell me I can help you get 50,000 followers in 30 days have less than 1,000 followers. I'm like, dude, I'm not even trying, and I have 11,000 followers, and you're trying to sell me the idea of that your service is going to get me 50,000 organic followers, but you have less than 1,000. Documentation fail, mega fail. Or some people just today who reached out to me about how they want to mentor me and coach me so I can create this conglomerate of a virality level across the globe. Again, one little click just to see. They don't even do Facebook Lives. They don't actually post regularly every day or every other day. So guess what? Documentation fail. So what have I done? And I have been doing, man, if MySpace was still a thing, I mean, it still is, but it's like an error website right now. There's still a MySpace profile that I still exist in, just so you know. If you go back, way back to MySpace, you will see videos of this guy documenting and talking about how I'm going to promote and how I'm going to do this and how I'm going to do that. Now, I was not as clean, as good as I believe to be today, but back in the day, I was still documenting myself 15, 16 years ago. I was doing pre-recorded videos and producing them and putting them out for the masses so I can build a network. If you go back, I mean, literally every platform that has ever existed, Vine is no longer a thing. I was in Vine. So if you go anywhere where there is a digital footprint of Ali Madawi, you're going to see a progression of growth. You're going to see an elevation of my talent regularly. You're going to see my humility and growth every single time and every single day. You're going to see consistency of my message, of my core values, of who I am as an individual. So in April of 2019, I resigned as a president of a social media training company that it just wasn't working out for me. So I resigned as a president. And then one of the individuals that I had a relationship with for a good 6 years, but we never done business since 6 years prior. This individual I was chasing to make him a client of ours, a 5-figure per month client of us. And he found out that I resigned from the company. And, you know, he called me right away. He's like, hey, man, I know you just resigned and I know what you do. I see how you do it. I have a legacy move for you. Would you consider to, you know, evaluate our options? He's like, I'm not saying you got the role, but I just want you to consider, and I'm vetting a few people out as I will be vetting you. I want you to do the same exact thing and vet us out, vet me out, and see if there is any alignment in our core values. And it absolutely was a perfect alignment for me because I was already training, I was already teaching, I already had communities building across different groups and across different platforms for that matter. And I was like, man, this is perfect. I love what you're sharing with me. And the one thing that caught my heart, he said, we're going to be sponsoring kids, taking them out of homelessness, out of juvenile systems, out of poverty. And we're going to teach them entrepreneurship as well. I was like, man, you had me at sponsor. So here's the thing. If it wasn't for the documentation that I've created during at least the 6 years that he's known me and we've been connected on social media, and I'm not talking about business documentation only. I'm talking about the fact that, you know, he sees how I am with my family, where I document my relationship with my wife and I celebrate her publicly, how I am a man of faith, how I am a man of family. I'm very proud and very public about that side of my life. That documentation led that individual, Jimmy Izell, shout out to you, to say, hey man, we need to talk. We need to do business together. So if you want to score a mega opportunity where you too can be a master trainer of the next $100 million publicly traded company, you need to document yourself, because your problem is not that you don't have what it takes. Your problem is that you're not documenting what you are and what you represent. So you must document. Number 2, ridiculous work ethic. Man, I take pride in that. I don't have regular cable in my house. I don't have TV, and my wife and I have not had it in years, and we love it because it allows me to stay focused, to stay at my peak time. I wake up early in the morning. I read, I study, I watch my, videos. I do my devotions. I do my meditation. I work a lot on myself, and then I go to work. I schedule my time with intentions. I time block. I will do everything to outwork you. I fall asleep with my phone in my hand. Now, don't get it twisted. I actually am very organized with my relationship with my wife. But what we do is the times that she said, hey, you can do whatever you want, but these time slots are important to me as your wife to, have dinners or do date night or go to baby boy stuff, whatever it may be. We do that. And the leftover is for my business. She's just an amazing, cool wife that the leftover happens to be a lot of time for me. So I absolutely go all out. I do what I do in 3 different languages. I essentially train 3 times a day in 3 different languages. As soon as this broadcast right now is done, I'm about to work with an incredible organization out of Nigeria. And we're going to be working on the next 90 days together. I work my butt off and I love it. So you need to have ridiculous work ethic, because without ridiculous work ethic, you're never going to score anything amazing. I'm just being straight up with you. So do you have ridiculous work ethic, or is that an area that you need to work on? Let me know. Number 3, live and give on abundance. Let me explain. This part right here for my fellow coaches who want to be advisors and consultants. Guess what you do? And what is your biggest mistake? Is that you go out there and you tell people, well, I can give you a 20-minute consultation, but it'll cost you $1,000 if you want to work with me. And that's a steal. That's a deal. Here's what I do, man. I come in here every single day, and I have been for years, ever since the broadcasting concept became a thing, whether on Periscope, on Facebook, or on YouTube. And I've applied for a LinkedIn. We're still waiting for them to approve us. Guess what? I give nothing but gifts every single day. I give nothing but value every single day. I give everything that I learn. Heck, people say, how in the world do you make money? Because you're literally giving free training every single opportunity you get. Guess what my podcast is all about? Your Strategic Partner podcast, by the way, available everywhere. You can even ask Alexa or Siri and they'll play it for you. But guess what? I give everything that I do. And here's why. See, when you live and give on abundance, it comes back to you 10 times folds. And especially if you are a man of faith, you understand the concept of receiving 10 folds. So here's the thing. Instead of you being stingy and telling yourself, well, I got to keep some for me so I can charge people for it. No, dude. What you want to do is give as much as possible. And that allows the individual to know your value and say, oh my goodness, if I am getting this much out of you and I am simply watching this on a Facebook Live, imagine how much more you could get if we were to actually work together. So live and give on abundance. So guess what I've been doing? I've been extremely, extremely given with everything that I am and I represent. I did many, many things. I did 10 times more than what I should be getting paid for over the last 10 months to almost a year now, since we've officially launched the brand that is in 6 continents right now. But guess what? It positioned me. And since day one, I knew what my role was going to be, but now it's become more clear, more real than ever. Oh my goodness, I'm a master trainer of $100 million company that's going to be publicly traded very soon. Imagine that if I was stingy and saying, well, I'm not really making as much as I should be for me to be doing 5 hours worth of trainings a day. Well, I'm doing one-on-ones with everybody. I'm doing live interviews with everybody. I'm giving all of my secret formula to everybody. I'm coaching and mentoring people to use my process that has generated literally 7 figures of gross revenue for my wife and I, and I'm giving it away. I shut down all of my coaching and training, and I'm giving it away to this community. That's what most people are going to look at it. But guess what? All along, I've been building a conglomerate. I knew that the more I would invest on the community, the more the community is going to invest back into me. And now the fruits of our labor are coming into life. So live and give on abundance and watch the magic happen. Don't be stingy. Number 4, identity and growth. This right here, this piece right here that you're seeing right now, these 2 right here, this is a part that it was probably the last piece of the puzzle that I needed to work on. See, all along myself, I was giving myself an identity. I was accepting an identity of, whether a professional network marketer or an author or, a speaker. It was different hats that I would be wearing. But I needed to do a self-evaluation. Who are you, Ali Madawi, in this business community? Who are you? And I realized that I am a strategic partner. I realized that my greatness is collaborating and becoming a strategic partner with an individual and or a company where I can put my talent, my value, which is the four things that I'm sharing with you right now, and invest in them. That's who I am. I'm someone who loves to invest in companies and in people with the right companies and the right people. And I'm very honored and privileged that I get to do what I do with our entrepreneurial community and our members all across the world. So guess what? The identity that you're telling yourself, are you telling yourself that you are a top earner? Are you accepting the idea that you are a superstar in whatever it is that you're doing? Or you're still trying to figure it out and you're like, well, when I make the money, I'll start saying I'm a top earner. You know, when I have more than 100 people, then I say I'm a top producer. Accept your identity right now. Accept who you are in the business community right now. Now, the growth part, this is where you have to have humility and responsibility. HR alert. Somebody send me to the HR department. Humility, the humility to continue to remain a student. I called my mentor today and I said, hey, man, I need help to take things to a whole new level. I know what I have going on. I know how good it is. And I know that it may look like it's moving, but I'm not satisfied with its growth. I need your help. I need you to hold me accountable. I need you to work with me. I need to selfishly have you work with me as the best and the superstar. And the reason the $100 million company is going to be $1 billion company. That's the attention that I need. That's what I want. That's what I crave. That kind of growth. So always maintain your mentality of a student and identify yourself by your greatness. Unless you do that, you're going to be lost in the wilderness and you're going to be dealing with what we call limiting beliefs, because unless you accept your identity, you're still wondering, am I or am I not? Are you a top earner? Are you a top producer? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a business leader? What are you? Who are you in this business community? Unless you accept that identity, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be lost in so many ways. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot more of me that you can find. Me, aka Madawi Enterprise. As you know, change starts with me. Make sure you visit me at winwithali.com and make sure you opt in into the inner circle, where I'm going to be hooking you up with a whole lot of goodness. Every time the podcast new episodes come up, you'll be the first one notified. Every time I have a brand new video that's on either on YouTube or some exclusive content exclusively for you, you'll be the first one to receive it. And if you want to be the first one to get the copy of the Lion Network Marketer, the extended version, that's going to be the audiobook. This is a book that we sold over 40,000 copies back in 2015 and in 16. And guess what? I'm recording the audiobook that came by popular demand. And guess what? I am doing extended versions. What I mean is, when I finish a chapter, I give you a whole unscripted, unwritten part where I elaborate some more on the chapter. Things that I wish I actually written in the book the first time, that I elaborate on for you. And you definitely do not want to miss out on that. That's going to be coming out in about 2 weeks. If you want to be the first to receive it as a gift, not sold, as a gift, you want to opt in into the inner circle. Winwithali.com. Appreciate you and love you. And until next time, I'm hoping that you get to become a master trainer of a $100 million publicly traded company. Let's go. You're great.